Good morning. My name is Technical Sergeant Eric Jones, and for this week's video assignment, I will be describing my organization's culture. To begin, I work as an all-source intelligence analyst that supports the air crews who operate the C-17. My office is located in the Operations Group building, which, as you'll see, is one of the primary reasons why my organization's culture is so unique. You see, the operations group is actually made up of two separate and distinct squadrons. The airlift squadron, which consists of officers who fly the aircraft, and the operations support squadron that is comprised mainly of the enlisted personnel who support the flyers. So, including my office, I'm actually exposed to at least three different work environments on a daily basis, and that generally also doesn't include the other environments that I come into contact with and the rest of the wing. But in the interest of time, I'll go ahead and just describe the cultures that I'm exposed to the most on a daily basis, starting with the airlift squadron and the pilots. Now, these individuals, as you might have guessed, are very confident, type A personalities who usually just associate with themselves, with each other, excuse me. They very seldom, there's very seldom a noticeable degree of hierarchy amongst this group, and they are generally very supportive of the enlisted personnel within the group as well. The next organization is the Operations Support Squadron, where there is a noticeable degree of hierarchy, especially amongst the chiefs. Also, the staff is not evenly dispersed. There are very few staff sergeants and very few technical sergeants. However, there are numerous master sergeants and senior airmen. And generally, these individuals are very kind and respectful of each other. The final area that I'll speak about is the one that I'm most familiar with, and that's in my own office. It's an office of 10 personnel, and we are within the office. There is a very defined level of hierarchy, but that's also a very loose and flexible relationship amongst the members. We are all type A personalities, but very respectful to each other. The older, high-ranking members are who have been with the office the longest are very close, and we all have law enforcement background, which is the reason why we're so close. We converse on a daily basis after work, and we play a lot of jokes on each other. Respectful jokes, but we do like to play a lot of games. If I had to summarize the overall environment of these three different groups that I come in contact with every day, I'd have to say that it be flexible. The environment enables the members to be themselves in a professional environment that is motivated to get the mission done. If I had to explain or express any unhealthy elements within my organization's culture, I'd have to say that there is a lot of unconscious bias and potentially some racial disparity within the group. And this is largely coming to light with the current climate in our society. We see a lot of racial disparity and a lot of ignorance in the community. Fortunately, within the group, these individuals are open-minded and very intelligent. So if they have already developed any unconscious bias or conscious bias towards anything that's going on, they are more likely to try and get educated on what's actually going on or the perspective of the other group involved. And I'd say that that's a very healthy way to deal with an unhealthy situation. The importance of maintaining a healthy environment or organizational culture is that it's needed in order to keep the business or the organization going, to maintain the driving force of the mission. If we didn't have a healthy environment or organization, it would interact or it would interfere with our ability to work and get the mission done. If I had to summarize my role as an individual, as an NCO in my organization, as far as shaping and strengthening or maintaining our culture, I would have to say that communication is a vital and key component to making sure that our organization functions in the way that it should. And by communication, I mean if I see something, I need to say something. If I see something out of place, whether it be somebody's comments or if I see that somebody's not being treated fairly, it's important for me as an NCO and as a member of the organization to speak up and be diligent in making sure that the current culture is a good one and it stays that way. It's also important that I motivate the airmen under me to continue with the healthy culture that we are pushing for in our organization, making sure that they are aware that in order for our mission to succeed, we have to work together, and in order to work together in an environment that is healthy, we have to understand each other and be able to communicate with each other. So I guess to conclude with my video presentation, I would say that a healthy organization is not always dependent on a single person, but it has to be everybody involved in making that organization a healthy one. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your patience.